Believe it or not, I got a haircut today. They asked if I wanted a dramatic change, and I said, no, pretty much just the difference between Deus Ex and Deus Ex Remastered, please. It's the week of Tokyo Game Show, and it's been busy. Jam-packed with trailers to watch. PlayStation had a showcase. Capcom had a showcase. Xbox had a showcase. There was RGG Summit 2025. And then there was, of course, the Kojima Productions 10th anniversary live stream, Beyond the Strand.
I want to show... Hey, wait. There's people...
And maybe you're thinking, oh baby, there must have been a lot of announcements then. You would be sorely mistaken in that case. Unless you're really into desktop speakers. And to be fair, TGS is generally more of a how's everybody doing kind of check-in. Like Pragmata, is everything good? Yup. Wolverine, you still out there? Oh yeah. How about OD? You everything all right? You know it. Tokyo Game Show is almost more of a season than the actual show floor event. And considering that, the most curious TGS showcase of them all, once again, is the Xbox One. And it's mostly to me because of how strongly it wants to communicate itself as a Tokyo Game Show show. They want you to know. They want to instill this. Xbox is in Japan. And so let's start with this one thing. They always start by thanking CISA.
I want to thank CISA for their incredible work supporting this vibrant community. Special thanks to everyone at CISA. Thanks to everyone at CISA. I want to applaud the CISA organizers. So I'd like to recognize and congratulate the CISA organizers.
CISA is the Computer Entertainment Suppliers Association, who runs TGS and also the Japan Game Awards, and then also many other events and research and meetings and handshakings involved. And to be clear, it's not abnormal for one of these types of shows to be run by an organization that is broader in its goals and what it's trying to achieve. It's like how E3 used to be operated by a whole organization called the Entertainment Software Association. And it's like how Gamescom is operated by a whole organization called GAME, the German Games Industry Association. It's like how Summer Game Fest is operated by a whole organization called Jeff Keighley. But what is unusual is thanking the organization. Nobody's thanking CISA. Capcom, who had a TGS 2025 showcase, uploaded to Tokyo Game Show's official YouTube channel, which is run by CISA, not even they thanked CISA. So what I'm saying is, when Phil Spencer is thanking CISA, right? Which is an acronym I think 99% of his viewers are entirely unfamiliar with, he's just talking to CISA. So as Xbox continues to broaden itself, to lose any semblance of a singular identity, selling third-party games for Switch 2 and PlayStation 5 in their own showcase that they're paying for, one has to wonder, what is the actual purpose of this show? Why is Xbox doing this?
We do this for players, for the love of games, and in deep partnership with over 500 visionary developers from Asia. From celebrated legends to emerging stars, these bold storytellers are a big part of why Asia is the fastest growing region for Xbox.
That sounds momentous, right? Sounds like they're on a real surge of an upswing. Turns out they're just on a really good streak.
We're continuing to see growth in the region. This year, more people are playing with Xbox across all devices in Asia than ever before. And over the past 3 years, the number of PC Game Pass members in Asia has more than quadrupled. This year, we have welcomed more players in Japan and Asia to Xbox community than ever before. And in recent years, Japan has emerged as the fastest growing market for Xbox anywhere in the world.
So in addition to just showing new video game trailers to people who want to watch them, Xbox spends a lot of these shows stressing how important Japan is to them, but also Asia in general. Not Russia, Asia. You get what they mean. So World Update 20 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is Japan. And I mean, these are beautiful shots. This looks very nice. So isn't it cool that they saved that announcement for Tokyo Game Show? I mean, Flight Simulator hasn't had new Japan content since 2 years ago.
Since the release of our Japan World Update for Microsoft Flight Simulator, nearly 15 million flights have been flown out of the Japanese airports in the game.
I just think there's a clear moment when something flops from, oh, that's cool and nice, to, okay, buddy, you're doing too much. So here's a clip from Matt Booty's closing statements.
Japan has been home to countless beloved games over the years, many of which were in today's show. And as you've also seen today, several of our biggest franchises, Call of Duty, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Age of Mythology, and Ninja Gaiden 4 are all bringing inspiration from this part of the world to their players around the globe.
Matt Booty here is going out of his way. This isn't a typical thing that you're expected to do as a presenter in a showcase. He is trying as hard as he can to say, a lot of good, in fact, legendary video games come from Japan, and also, a lot of our franchises are inspired by this region this year. I mean, did you see these Call of Duty maps? You should be proud.
The region's blend of tradition and innovation mirrors the themes at the heart of Black Ops 7.
And I know I'm being pedantic here, but this kind of bothers me that he mentioned Ninja Gaiden 4 under our franchises, where while they are publishing 4, they don't own Ninja Gaiden. That's not one of Xbox's franchises. Yet. But what I'm just saying is it's kind of strange that Xbox is out there just overtly pandering to this one audience in a way that I'm not even sure their intended audience is even liking it. But also, I think it all reflects strangely on the other announcements that they're making. So Forza Horizon 6. Actually, probably the biggest announcement of the week, right? It being in Japan was rumored for a long time. And all they had to show was this concept title reveal, right? They could have done this in June. So it almost feels like a gesture to save that announcement for Tokyo Game Show, which I like, by the way. It makes it more of a moment. However, if we get into this idea that maybe they are saving some of these announcements for Tokyo Game Show, you start to think about other announcements and if these were saved for Tokyo Game Show. So like Hitman. Hitman's had guest stars for a while now. You know, maybe this was just the next one up, but Bruce Lee, famous martial arts actor who is also deceased and doesn't really have any say in this, is now in Hitman. By the way, a really funny thing about this trailer is watching how hard they are working to not animate this man's face.
How are you with hand-to-hand combat? I've had some experience.
That's crazy to me. Remember, this is Bruce Lee. You can't put this man in a video game without animating his face. What's the point otherwise? 007 First Light, also by IO Interactive, had this awkwardly long casting reveal, I'm cutting this short for you, of Gemma Chan as Dr. Selena Tan. So that is 2 non-Japanese but still Asian actor reveals saved for TGS. And we have to assume that is incidental. We have to. We gotta give them benefit of the doubt on this. But what I'm saying is, because of how much the rest of that show was outright pandering, because they're honored to reveal the karaoke bar, it does affect how you see other aspects. But just so I'm not too negative on Xbox this week, I'll point out some positive elements of the show. Firstly, it's encouraging to see how confident Phil Spencer has become in his Japanese.
Minasan konnichiwa. Xbox no Phil desu. Konnichiwa, minasan. Xbox no Phil des. Minasan konnichiwa. Xbox no Phil des. Minasan konnichiwa. Xbox no Phil des. Minasan konnichiwa. Xbox no Phil des.
Next, I really like the work of the person who was doing subtitles for this upload. Because, there's a lot of automated subtitles out there, but they never quite catch the intricacies. So listen to this. All right, and for the subtitles, it says this: little kitty baby purrs. And in fact, it seems like every time they put up that graphic, the purr is described in a different way, such as, our friend the cat purrs, and a noble purr. Lastly, they did do the same thing last year, but I do like when the Fallout 76 team comes out and shows off these in-game creations from their Japanese community. And yeah, you could say that's also pandering in some way, but I do at least think that it's neat that they're showcasing the actual creativity of their actual players. All in all, though, I suspect that the entire direction of the Xbox TGS showcase is basically a mutual back-scratching between Xbox and CISA. All right, and promoting these showcases, CISA gets to further promote the computer entertainment industry with the aim of contributing to the strengthening of Japanese industry. Meanwhile, Xbox gets to appear relevant in a region that has never liked its vibe. It works out for both of them. And as Microsoft has recently announced that it's losing some of its revenue streams, hopefully all this hard work at the Tokyo Game Show will pay off, and Xbox will continue to quadruple its users for many years to come. And that's Delayed Input. I'll be back next week. Until then, thanks for watching. Sometimes when you're watching a trailer, it's really easy to lose track of the dialogue. And you already know, I believe that some trailers out there are intentionally just spamming spoken words, knowing full well that most of the audience won't even care. And they don't, as long as they like what they're looking at.
You'll never understand what it means!
On the other hand, sometimes it is all one coherent thought, but the trailer itself is edited in such a way that the sentences themselves are broken up by long periods of action and loud music. So even if you're trying to pay attention, you just kind of lose track of what has been said. And I think that's unfortunate, because sometimes that writing is really, really good. And that is why I'm introducing another brand new segment called Trailer Narration Poetry. Thank you. Been fighting longer than I can remember. I'd like to say I'm not a violent man, that trouble just has a way of finding me, but I'd be lying. Doesn't matter where I go, how far I run. Death's always waiting. Just not for me, because I ain't no hero. I'm Wolverine. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. I didn't write this. This was written by Wolverine.